Goodnight Cowtown, written by Jennifer Gaines Drez and Robin Bumstead, illustrated by Lisa Carrington Voight, read by Lisa Eller Jobe. The sun is setting on the city of culture and the cowboy. It's time to say goodnight to all that we enjoy. Good night, Camp Bowie, with your red bricks. Good night, Kincaids, Angelos, and other favorite picks. Good night, Trinity River. Good night, trails. Good night, runners, cyclers, and dogs with wagging tails. Good night to the Kimball, the Carter, and the Modern. Good night to the symphony and concerts in the garden. Good night, dinosaurs. Good night, cowgirls. Good night to the ballet and dancers who twirl. Good night to the library and buildings so tall. Good night, Bass Hall. Good night, Van Cliburn. Good night, opera. Good night to the children performing at Casa. Good night, rodeo clowns. Good night, stock show. Good night, Midway, funnel cakes and nachos. Good night to saddles and boots made by hand. Good night, Joe Tees and the mariachi band. Good night, Billy Bobs and music that's live. Good night, two-stepping. Good night, Cattle Drive. Good night, animals at the Fort Worth Zoo. Good night, Mola and the zoo train too. Good night, golfers on the colonial greens. Good night to the Horned Frogs, our home team. Good night to the Rangers and fans celebrating big wins. Good night, Fort Worth. Where the West begins.